Hey everyone, it's Ethan of Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about every movie I watched last week, of course. Going to be continuing that series, hopefully forever. Yeah, I mean, let's get right into it. Firstly, quick little disclaimer, you might see a box here. There's technically 3 boxes there, but Mel and I went on a little trip this week, over the weekend, because it was our anniversary on August 1st. So yay, we've been together for a year now already, which is really awesome. And yeah, we had ended up going to Nova Scotia. We went to IKEA, and we bought a bookshelf with like glass doors, really. So, and it's for Mel's Lego collection because she has a whole bunch of Lego still at her parents' from when she had moved out in like, I think May of last year. So it's been quite some time. So now we might actually have a spot to bring that, which will be nice. So that's exciting. We're going to do that. We're going to bring that, or I guess we're going to build that anyways. Hopefully it might be in the background. It's probably going to be in this room somewhere. I'm not too sure yet, but that'll be exciting. Also, I just want to quickly talk about SummerSlam 2024, of course. Yeah, I mean, SummerSlam was pretty great. I know a lot of people really liked the PLE. I will say I was a little bit disappointed at times, which, I don't know. I don't even know why. I know I'm in the minority for not loving this pay-per-view or this PLE premium live event, but I don't know. The opening match, I just really didn't want Dom and Liv together. So that, I think that just kind of left kind of a sour taste in my mouth for the rest of the card, I guess. I did very well on predictions. I think the only ones I got wrong were Gunther winning the World Heavyweight Championship, which I'm not mad about. I am also sad that Finn Balor did cost Damian Priest. And I really wish that feud had the World Heavyweight Championship. But that's just me. And yeah, I mean, I think I'd also got Bailey and Nia wrong, but I'm so much happier that Nia won, to be honest. So overall, it is a great PLE, don't get me wrong. It's just not my favorite, and I know I'm in the minority, so don't come at me. But yeah, I mean, it was still good, obviously. So with that being said, let's get into the movies. I only watched 10 movies this week, and honestly, I'm surprised I was able to get 10 in. I didn't think I was going to do that good, to be honest. I had a very busy week, of course. I was at work all week, and then we celebrated our anniversary on the 1st, of course, which we didn't end up seeing a movie or watching a movie. We planned on watching Elemental for this entire year, and then Mel told me finally that she just didn't want to watch it, so we just didn't, which is fine. We didn't end up watching anything that day together. I ended up watching a movie myself at some point, but yeah, and then I think over this weekend, I'm very surprised I was able to keep my streak alive. Obviously, you'll probably notice as well that this video is going up much later than usual, a couple hours later, so sorry about that, but obviously I didn't have it ready. I wasn't even in the province. So with that being said, like I said, let's actually get into it. Starting it off with my least favorite watch of the week and a theme throughout the week as well, which is Expendables 4. And this is an absolutely brutal movie, brutal watch. I ranked it a 19 out of 100, and it was my 400th movie of the year. Now, 400th unique movie of the year, I should say. This was a milestone week for me. I hit my 400th unique watch of the year, my 400th watch of the year, plus my 900th movie ranked in Letterboxd. That's very exciting. And yeah, this was ultimately my least favorite of the week out of 19 out of 100. I did not enjoy this at all. The CGI was some of the worst shit ever. And yeah, just did not have a good time with this at all, really. So let's move on to Spaceballs, which this one, I didn't really know what to expect heading into it. I had talked to Ryan about it last week, and honestly, I did not know this was a spoof movie. He didn't tell me that. I had absolutely no idea that this was going to be a spoof. So that really surprised me, and I thought that was very interesting. And ultimately, I don't know still really if I enjoyed it or if I didn't enjoy it. The opening 10 minutes had me like genuinely laughing, like almost in stitches. But the rest of the movie after that, now that I had already gotten used to that comedy, it just didn't really land for me for the most part. Although I did have a couple of like dry chuckles, it just wasn't a great movie. But obviously, this is very opinionated on the comedy for you, as this is a comedy. So yeah, overall, I didn't love it. I ranked it a 25 out of 100. So let's move on to Superman 3. And obviously, I'm sure you guys have been noticing that me and Ryan have been going through the old Christopher Reeve Superman movies. We've really been doing one a week, although we didn't watch one last week. We didn't get a chance to. But yeah, I mean, watched one this week, of course, and I gotta say, it's been quite a fall off from the first. I ranked this one a 29 out of 100. I don't think there's much greatness to this movie at all. Pretty much the only scene that I think was good was Clark Kent versus Superman. That was a great power struggle, and really seeing the contrast between the hero and the person behind the hero, which I thought was really awesome. And overall, I really enjoyed that, to say the least. I think that was Ryan's favorite part from the movie as well. So we were both on agreement of that. And even Ryan doesn't really love this movie. And I guess the fourth one is quite bad. So we'll be getting around to that maybe this week. I'm not too sure. So yeah, just not a good watch. Not a great watch by any means. So let's move on to The Expendables. The Expendables is not a good movie. And I know the first three I have a lot of memories watching, especially the second and third. I just remember seeing them in passing or watching them with my parents years ago. I know my parents love these movies, and I've talked about how my parents have not the best taste in movies, where it's quite interesting. But yeah, anyways, they really like kind of mindless action movies, and well, this is it. So a 39 out of 100. I didn't really enjoy this movie very much either. Also, I just noticed that we have a 19, a 29, and a 39 in this week, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, this was my 900th movie on Letterboxd as well, which is really the only notable thing I can say about this movie. It was just fine. I really did not like the directing and the directing style in this. I don't like shaky cam at all. It just makes it hard to watch, and you just can't see what's happening. So I didn't enjoy that, and that really took me out of the movie a lot, I found. And it was hard to just watch. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to Expendables 3. Now, I think I've probably seen this one the most with my parents. I remembered a lot of this one, but I also remembered a lot of number 2, which we'll talk about here shortly. I thought this one was going to be better than it was. This one was kind of a little bit of a step down, I guess. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I thought I was going to like this so much more than I did, because I know I've seen it multiple times, like growing up. But I just didn't enjoy this movie, and I thought I was going to, but turns out I did not. I only ranked it a 51 out of 100. This cast is, of course, crazy. Shadow Glenn Powell, didn't even know he was in this. So that was cool to see. As soon as I seen the bald man, I'm like, is that Glenn Powell? Turns out it was. Also, completely forgot that Ronda Rousey was in this, which I don't know what it is about Ronda Rousey, but I don't know. I just get kind of like an ick from her, which, not her fault. I'm sure she's a wonderful person, but I just don't like her in wrestling. I don't like her as an actress either. It's just, I don't know. Nothing against Ronda Rousey, like I said. There's just something about it, you know? There's something about her, I should say. So, well, let's move on to Lemonade Mouth, which I watched with Mel this week, which is something she's been wanting to watch with me really our entire relationship. So I ranked it a 65 out of 100, which is pretty decent, I would say, especially for a Disney Channel original. I don't think this movie's great by any means. I know Mel did enjoy it, but even then, Mel didn't rank this very highly. I think she had only ranked it a 3.5 or a 4, which is quite low for Mel, which I'm sure you guys know. Mel really loves Disney movies, animated movies, that kind of thing. So, and I know she loves the soundtrack from this movie, but yeah, I was kind of surprised. Mel didn't rank it very high. I think she only ranked it like a 79 or something for like a 4-star. So, yeah, quite surprising to say the least. I did enjoy this, and overall it had some pretty dark and deep subject matter at points. The soundtrack is good, but my god, the dialogue was hard to sit through at times. It was fucking brutal. and that's really where a lot of the points go from this movie. So let's move on to The Killing. I've been trying to briefly go through Kubrick's filmography. Decided to watch this one. I seen it was a short watch. It was on Prime. I've been watching a lot of movies on Prime lately as well, and this was actually how I had started my week. So with that being said, now I've only seen, I think, 3 movies now from Kubrick. So I was gonna do The Shining this week, but I just didn't get around to it. So I think that'll be my goal for this week. One night when I'm home alone and Mel's at work, I'll probably watch The Shining. Of course, it's known as one of the greats, so I'd really like to watch that. But yeah, like I said, just slowly been trying to go through Kubrick's filmography because I haven't really gotten a chance to. So and try to tick that off the list as well. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I think it is a amazingly written plot. I would like to give this a rewatch at one point because the plot by itself is absolutely amazing. Probably plot basis itself, I'd put it at like 90 plus, you know, but I don't know. There's just something about this movie that I didn't love. I don't really know what it is. Like I said, only a 70 out of 100 for what is my second favorite Kubrick movie so far. But again, I've only watched 3. So, yeah, again, would love to rewatch it at some point, give it another chance. But I just didn't love this movie. So, yeah. Now let's move on to the top 3. Now, I will say my top 3 is not great this week. And again, honestly, only watching 10 movies, I feel like I didn't even really watch anything this week. But let's go to War Games, which I did enjoy. And now I finally understand the reference of Black Widow from The Winter Soldier, which is pretty great because, of course, talking about this movie. And this was a pretty interesting movie. And honestly, the technology and the filming of this movie, like just all the, like I said, the technology, of course, it's really impressive, especially for this time in the early 80s. And I really enjoyed this movie. I recommended it to Ryan because he'd never seen it. He was born in the 80s, so he added it to the watch list. And like I said, I would recommend this to just about anyone. I think it's a really good watch. Ranked at a 76 out of 100. I really enjoyed my time with it as well. So yeah, if you've never seen it, if you've never heard of it, add it to your watch list. So let's move on to my second favorite movie of the week, which is probably the biggest hot take of the week, which is The Expendables 2, which I ranked a 79 out of 100. I wanted to rank it a 4-star so bad, but I just don't think it's great. Like, you know, I want to, but I just don't think it's great, you know? So it's close, honestly. Like, I just really enjoyed my time with this movie a hell of a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought the first 2, or the first and the third, were going to be better than I ranked them. And honestly, I didn't really have much expectations for the second one. I don't remember ever enjoying it this much, but I really love this movie, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I got to finally watch these because it's been years, and I don't know if I've ever actually sat through from start to finish with the original trilogy, so I'm glad I was able to do it. I quite liked Jean-Claude Van Damme as well as the villain, and overall, I just enjoyed this movie, to be honest. I ranked it a 79 out of 100. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and I never really thought I'd rank any of them these high, or any of these movies this high, but I just enjoyed my time with this one, to be fair. I don't really know. Can't really say much about it, I guess. Now, let's move on to my favorite watch of the week, which is Bullet Train. Yeah, I ranked this a 90 out of 100. I really enjoy this movie, and I think I enjoy this movie a lot more than most. I think it's an awesome cast with awesome action and energy, and it's beautifully filmed. I really, really like the filming. I love the plot as well. Kind of a murder, kidnapping mystery with just a lot of sauce. And obviously you can read my review. Not every movie has sauce, but this one does for my favorite watch of the week. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.